All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome back to Slack Smack Deep. My name is Sean Slack. We are privileged today to have Jessie Galloway on. He is the president of the Phoenix Red Tails, and we're excited to learn about him, his team, the WFLA, and a lot of good things. Jessie, it's good to have you on, man.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Sean. Thank you.
We are so excited to talk about not only your team, but your past in the game and the WFLA. So we'll get right to it. Now, listen, the WFLA, the Women's Professional American Football League, Mr. Galloway, Phoenix Red Tails president. Let's begin today by just talking about what do those words mean to you?
It means a lot to me because I get a chance to play a role in these young ladies getting a chance to be on a high platform, earn a salary. For a long time, they've been paying to play. And you really can't knock that because there is no system for NCAA football for women. Right. So they had to start somewhere. And I applaud them for that because for years, they've been paying. So right now, it's their turn to shine. I'm happy about it, man. I'm ready for the season to rock right now. You know, I'm ready for camp to start because I'm ecstatic because they're really enthused and they fire me up.
Sure. Yeah. Now, before we get into your role in the team itself, let's take a step back. Where it all began. Where are you from originally, and do you have any brothers and sisters? Talk about your family a little bit.
I'm from Los Angeles, California, man. I'm the middle of 3 brothers and 4 sisters.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
in the middle.
God bless. Amazing.
So I'm from a big city, South Central Los Angeles, the inner city.
There you go.
And played ball all my life. Started Pop Warner when I was about 7 or 8. Mm-hmm. And it took off. It was by accident. You know, all my friends, they played all the sports, you know, basketball, football, baseball, track. And that was the one sport that I hadn't did just yet. And I snuck out of the house. My mom told me not to go down to the park, and I snuck out anyway. And I fell in love like the first time down there. We were playing tackle football with no pads.
Oh, yeah. That's the original, man. Of course.
Yeah. So, of course, I got in trouble. You know, once I got home, she met me outside. And the cool thing was she took me to the store to buy some football cleats.
Oh,
it was really cool. She was like, "You're in trouble for this, but I know you really want to play because you took a chance on getting an ass whooping. So you must really love football, you know?" So
sure.
When I did sign up for Pop Warner, I was one of those kids that had the late birthday, but it was a little too heavy to play with the kids my age.
Right.
And I really wanted to play. So, of course, like all kids, I cried all the way home. And my mom said, "Listen, if you really want to play, then this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to lose weight." So I wind up losing the weight. I played in every game. And I wind up being MVP my first year.
Wow.
Yeah, I wound up being MVP. And after that, my head got so big, man. You couldn't tell me jack after that.
Now, what position did you play?
Oh, my first position was offensive tackle and nose guard.
No, wow. That's so
yes. And then I wound up growing out of my baby fat like the next year. And that's when I became the guy.
Sure.
As a wide receiver, safety, cornerback, quarterback. Then that's when I became, you know, instead of Jay or Jessie, I became JG after that.
Yeah, you were Super J.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's awesome, man. Now, rumor has it, Emery was telling me, you told him you ran a 4.640, which is moving. You know, my fastest time ever was a 4.9. So, you know, but today's athletes, man, they're running out 4.3s like it was nothing, and they're twice as big as we were. You know, what is your opinion of the professional game today, and how in the heck are they doing that?
Well, you have speed coaches now. You have a stretch coach. You have a coach to hold your water now. You have all kind of stuff now. These trainers that's their expertise, and I'm not mad at it at all.
Sure.
I think, for instance, the lineman that went to the Bucks, I think he ran like a 5 flat, the guy out of Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
300 pounds, man. So, of course, he needed to have some type of coaching. His work ethic had to be there. His character had to be there as well, because you and I both know if you're a high character person, you're going to work your tail off no matter who's watching you or not.
Sure.
So a lot of that comes in passion. You have to have passion for what you like, you know?
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
That's what I think. Yeah, no doubt.
Now, women's athletics in the USA as a whole, in general, have performed pretty well, you know, but the best examples would be the WNBA, U.S. women's soccer. You know, why do you think the WFLA is going to be successful in 2021?
Man, it's like something shocking the vein right now. It's like cold water going down your vein and you just like, you really need it. I think the WFLA is going to be very big. It's the first time for professional football for women to be on TV televised.
Right.
And like now, the platform is being built very strong right now by Miss Rose. And I mean, you know, she's an ultimate boss, man. She knows her stuff. Everything is going according to plan. So for me, next year, I think it's going to be very big. The players are excited. The coaches, the organizations are excited. And I think it's going to be something very positive and big for the players as well.
You know, right now there's a lot of unrest in the country. I'm not there, but, you know, we see it down here in Brazil as well. You know, with the Black Lives Matter movement has once again risen to the forefront, rightfully so. Women's rights with the Me Too movement and other organizations have taken precedence as well. It's my opinion that besides the COVID-19 issue, next spring could be the absolute perfect time for you guys to launch this. What is your opinion on that?
Man, I'm ready to play right now. But I mean, hey, I understand the question. But next year,
you're ready to put a helmet on, man. Forget it. You're ready to fall yourself.
Man, I'm so envious of these young ladies right now. I wish I was on one of the teams right now, man.
I do, man. I do.
No, but next year, I think it's going to be a great time for us, man. You know, 2020 has been hectic for us right now so far. Yeah. You know, it's been tough with death. You know, all kind of stuff, man. So just coming into next year, I think the rage is going to be high to want to be successful, you know, on a high level for organizations around the league. So I'm happy for everybody. I think next year is going to be big for us, man. You figure the camp is going to start in March.
Right.
You know, so, you know, physicals and stuff like that is going to be rolling. If you're a real athlete, you're going to be working out way before time. And then you got the season, rolling from May to August. So this is going to be some big time stuff, man.
Sure.
Big time.
Now, I mentioned on my show the other day, I think it's a travesty what's happened with Colin Kaepernick. He hasn't been invited to play still, you know, and the politics surrounding his protests basically have banned him from the NFL, even though they're preaching that, hey, maybe we're going to bring him back, so on and so forth. Now, you being an African-American man, your team is owned by African-Americans. The CEO of the league is African-American, so on and so forth. Can you talk about your feelings personally, not only with the Kaepernick situation, but the sense of pride and excitement that you must feel? Because, look, let's be honest, you got two minority groups, and I say that with quotations, you know, women and African-Americans that traditionally have been overlooked, especially in that sports arena at that level. And you're about to launch an amazing product that will change the course of athletics globally. So describe kind of the excitement that goes in with that, not just what's on the field, but what you're doing off the field as well.
You know what, the whole recruiting process, it was kind of interesting for me, especially with the different languages, the different countries and stuff like that. So during that time of recruiting the players, I also got a history lesson as well. So we have a very diverse team. So our locker room is going to be full of different languages and things like that. You know, as an African-American man, it's just kind of like overwhelming to see all these ladies during our meetings and stuff like that. They're sharing different stuff. You know, they want to be winners and stuff like that. And what we did was we pulled from winning organizations in different countries in different states.
Sure.
So the pedigree of our locker room is going to be straight winners, period, from top to bottom. So.
Let's talk about the Red Tails. Now, first, how did you become involved with the team, and what was your initial reaction to be naming the president of this franchise?
Well, the true story is this. I'll give it to you straight.
Sure.
Apparently, my sister and my brother had a conversation behind my back without even talking to me first. And I know she's listening to this broadcast today. So she called me and she said, hey, I bought a football team, my sister. And I said, hey, today, no April Fool's jokes. I don't feel like doing it today. I'm tired. I'm going home. So I hung up. In the next 2 seconds, she started sending me potential uniforms for the team. And I was like, oh, shit. Maybe she's telling me the truth right now. And then she started to text me all the different owners, their teams, their names, Lupe as the CEO and the boss of the league, and, stuff like that. And I was like, well, maybe I should take another look at this when I got home. So I gave her a call back and I said, hey, so what are you asking me to do for this team? And she said, I want you to be the president. And I was like, okay, no more jokes today. But okay, if that's the real deal, then let's go for it. So we hit the ground running. We were behind the curve a little bit because I think within the first 10 or 15 teams that were purchased, I think we were the last ones in that cluster.
Okay.
So I had to hit the ground running, learning different time zones and get a GM. So we got a GM and we just started running, man. We just started running. She gave me the keys and we just started running through marketing and all kind of stuff. So we're doing it now.
Yeah. How did you come up with the name Red Tails, or how did she come up with it, I guess? And what significance does that hold?
Well, I think it was the Phoenix Burn at first.
Okay.
And then once my sister bought the team, she changed it to the Phoenix Red Tails. Now, if you know anything about animals, which I don't.
I don't either.
But
I'll just nod my head and be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like it's in the family of a hawk. Okay. And it has a red tail and it swoops all around and does all this little stuff and it preys on like different animals and stuff like that. And it makes a loud ass noise when it's swooping down on stuff.
Oh, so okay. I got
that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
If you ever look at some of our clips on our page, you'll see the red tail swooping down. You'll see all that kind of stuff like that. So,
I saw her Insta the other day. They had that, it was like, here comes the red tail. We're going to get your ass. Yeah.
Like that type right there. Yeah.
I got you. Okay, that's cool. Now, starting with Paula Chiarochi, she was one of the first ones I interviewed with the WFLA. She's one of your players. She's here in Brazil. And I have some interviews set up with other players, man, in Guam, another in the UK. How excited are you to basically have the United Nations, like you talked about, in your locker room? I mean, it's going to be amazing.
I can't wait. I tease them all the time, like, hey, you know what? I don't understand what you're saying right now. But in about 2 years, I will know what you're saying to me, good or bad. I'm going to know.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested just to hear some of the lingo around the locker room, around the facility, and just meet the girls in person. I mean, and I both know that with the COVID, it's kind of slowed down everything.
Sure.
But also, in a good manner, it's given everybody, as far as like the WFLA, the different organizations, it's giving everybody a chance to slow down and really get some foundation for what we're trying to present as product on TV. Right. So we want to make sure everything is stable, everything is good relationships on and off the field, great character,
Yeah, that's it. That part's interesting because I'm a coach down here in Brazil, and obviously there's some I speak Portuguese, but you still have some culture differences and language differences or whatever. And I think one of the funnest parts that you're going to experience is, like you said, just the slang that goes with it. Like, hey, I'm going to knock you on your ass, and then it's going to be something completely different in another language or mean something completely different. And I think that's going to be so cool because it's going to bring that team together, and like, these are our sisters. This is our team. We're going to come kick your ass, but you all speak the same language of football. And I think that's going to be amazing.
Right. That was the most for me, that was the most intriguing thing, was just to make a diverse team.
Sure.
Everybody's just winners. Doesn't matter about your race, your color, your language. I just want high character women that are ready to perform at a high level, and you want to win most of all.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point you bring up. You know, we as players know this, and as a former coach as well. Look, the locker room, there are no politics, there is no race, there is no orientation. It's like, you know, in fact, the locker room, in my opinion, could solve the world's problems, because we all get in there and there's none of that crap going on. Everything is handled within. People don't realize, man, especially the higher up. When I played, I'm sure when you played, there's stuff that goes down. I mean,
Yes.
there's some moments where it's like, hey, okay, this guy said this, you said this, but it's handled internally and everybody gets in. And then when it's time to ball, you guys ball out. So I think it's just going to add to the appeal of the game and the league itself and the brand, because you're going to have different types of players from different countries, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different languages, different freaking times. Man, I'm trying to set this interview with your girls from Guam, right? And they're like 17 hours ahead. They're like,
it's already Friday. It's Friday right now.
I'm talking to you on, they're like, we need to set up the interview for Saturday. I'm like, what? So, but it's so cool because, you know, I think that connection with the international, not just, you know, within the United States, hey, this is our game, but the international appeal is just going to be huge for the game. It really is. Now, just a couple more questions, man. I know you're a busy guy, but, you know, what are your goals personally and professionally over the next 24 months as you get ready for 2021?
Just keeping our team locked in, coaches, top to bottom, all of our players, just keeping them locked in, praying that this COVID thing passes through and that everybody remains safe and healthy for the most part. I'm just talking about across the world and the WFLA. So as far as like goals for on the field, we don't practice to come in second place.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we don't practice to come in second place. We don't recruit. We don't watch all this film for the last 2.5 months to come in second place.
Now, do you, just on the side note, do you already have a coaching staff in place, or is that a process that you're in, or where are you guys at on that?
We just hired a coaching staff on last Saturday, and these guys are awesome. These guys are awesome, man. They're all winners as well, whether it be on the college level or the semi-pro level or the pro level. These guys are awesome. We even have a female defensive back coach that knows her stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a defensive back coach that's a female. Yes.
Now, what are some of the characteristics? You know, obviously you're talking about being winners, but what are you looking for? Are you looking on the professional level? Are you looking at the college level? What are you looking to add to your staff? Because again, this is a unique situation.
Well, I want to say this much: professionalism is always number one.
Sure.
Being able to coach in a respectful manner. I'm not saying hold hands and make sure everybody's okay, because it's not going to be like that all the time.
Right.
So we're looking for hard-nosed, respectful coaches that's highly talented intellectually and can get out there and show you how to run a route, how to make the perfect block, you know, without hurting yourself. So we're looking for like coaches that will get out there and demonstrate. So I believe in my heart at 150%, we got the right coaching staff.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Now, you and I have a lot of things in common. We both played the game. We love the sport.
Yeah.
Both are huge fans of one particular team. You want to show your shirt and tell everybody who that is?
Bucks, man.
Yeah.
We were good at one time, then we were trash. And I believe that this is going to be our season to make a comeback. You know, make a comeback. Even though number 12 was almost 50 years old. I mean, hell, man, let's just go for it, man.
Hey, don't rat on my number 12, man. Like
hey,
I said this the other day, man.
Yeah, but you know, I was really looking for us to get Teddy Bridgewater. He had one hell of a run with the Saints when he went 5-0. Then when we didn't get Cam, I was like, oh, damn, you know, but I'll take number 12.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because I think with Bridgewater, one of the things, the type of offense that Tampa runs, he's more of a mobile quarterback. He's better at getting outside the pocket. And I think with Bruce Arians, he's more looking for a guy that can be surgical. And I think that's why Brady is going to be such a welcome addition because, look, we lost 7 games last year for one possession or less. One possession, okay?
Picks.
And we lost picks. We lost fumbles. You take those away, the guy has never thrown more than 12 interceptions in a year. Right away, that's a playoff team. And now you put in 2 of the top 5 receivers in the game, Evans and Godwin. You take the #1 run defense. You got the sack leader, 2 of the best linebackers in the game. I mean, come on.
Ready, man. We ready to rock, man.
So the haters that are coming out saying, "Oh, Brady's old. Oh, Gronkowski's old."
Right.
Just the threat alone is going to make them be in a different position than they would be to tackle this type of team.
That's all it is, man. Hey, don't hate now.
Yeah.
Don't hate now, man.
That's all it is. They're going to hate all they want. And I love it, man. I hate.
Yeah.
Cam Newton, good for him. I'm happy for him. I personally don't think that's going to work out. I think there's still something wrong with him health-wise. But, hey, get him out of the division. I'm all for it. Because,
man, because he was killing us for a while.
Yeah. The South is already the toughest division in football with Breeze and Ryan. Now you got Brady. I mean, come on.
Man, and he owns all of those guys. So, hey.
Yeah.
He owns those guys.
I just, I'm down here in Brazil. I'm like, finally, they're going to broadcast my games every week because I'd have to watch them all on the computer because they only have a certain amount of games they show here. So,
I mean, you got to have the NFL package now. If you're in the States, you got
it. I'm telling you, man. All right, so real quick, this is the rapid fire segment. We'll get you out of here.
Okay.
Favorite football movie of all time?
Remember the Titans.
Awesome flick. Sundays. Now, during football season, taking the wife shopping or watching the NFL?
Both.
Oh,
because she's a fan. She's a fan. Like her brothers played in the league. She's a fan.
Who's your brother playing for?
He played for Minnesota, the Panthers, Pittsburgh. Yeah, he played.
Oh,
he was offensive tackle.
Wow.
For Warren Moon. Yeah.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite vacation destination never been to?
Aruba.
Man, that's right. I want to go there too. That's just north of here, man. That's like Aruba. North off the coast of Brazil.
Yeah. Aruba, man.
Favorite junk food?
Haribo, gummy bears.
There you go. And lastly, Buccaneers bring home the title in 2021, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, Paula is a huge Bucs fan as well.
Oh, I know.
She thinks I jinx him when I talk about it, but I'm like, no, we're coming out, we're supporting. This is how we roll. So
No, yes, sir.
Listen, Mr. Galloway, I really appreciate your time, man. I know I've been, kind of a pest dinging you guys with emails and stuff, but we're just excited to broadcast WFLA, and we're really excited to see what happens with you guys in the future, and definitely would want to bring you on in the future once the season gets going and catch up with you and see where you're at and how things are going.
Man, I appreciate you, Sean. Thank you for having me on, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too, man. Take care.
All right, thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.